All right, don't mind me. Welcome back to the SITOWAY, baby. Saturday. I was just talking to my friend today about just leveling up in life and kind of what it takes. And so I kind of wanted to bring you that message today because it's something that I've learned particularly in the last year or so through my, again, everything, all my 2 cents, man, comes from my struggle. Take it for what it is. Use it, don't use it. It's just my 2 cents. My opinions based on what I've gathered in my experience along in this journey we call life. Okay? So anyway, kind of what we were talking about. Don't mind me. I gotta comb the hair real quick because I'm all messed up. But anyway, so what we were talking about, like I said, was leveling up in life, right? And I think far too often people think, oh, I need, okay, what skills do I need to go acquire? And they go in immediate acquisition mode. I'm going to take every seminar. I'm going to read every book. I'm going to write my affirmations. I'm going to fill, right? So it's like this mason jar full of, well, it's not full of water. It was. I'm drinking water. You always got to stay hydrated. Although typically, here's my ADHD. Typically, I got lemon in here. You know what I mean? For better absorption and hydration. Nonetheless, imagine this being filled all the way to the top, right? And imagine that this is an analogy for your life, okay? I've discovered, excuse me, I've discovered that leveling up in life is far more about removing the roadblocks and the boulders that are in your way and for lack of a better word, decluttering your life than it is about acquiring new skills, new beliefs, reading the books and, like I said, going to the seminars and doing all this stuff. If this thing's full, can I fit any more water in here? No. Quit trying to fill something that you got to create a vacuum for new information. And here's the other thing I've discovered, though. It isn't always about new information. You can't think clearly and operate clearly and properly because you're filled to the brim with a bunch of junk. You've got to get rid of the shit once you get rid of all the crap and the clutter, it's like a pack rat. Once you get rid of all the shit, you can see what's there. And I love that saying, and I believe it with all my heart. There's nothing capricious in nature. And the implanting of a desire indicates that basically the manifestation is within the creature that feels it. So what that means basically is any desires you have in your heart, like true desires of your heart, not desires imposed upon you by your family or society or any of these other mediums, but true desires of the heart, you already have everything you need, I believe, within you right in this very moment to manifest and bring those desires to pass. But that's why I think that leveling up and getting there and getting to the next rung of the ladder is far more about decluttering and getting rid of shit than it is about acquiring new. So what happens? As you start to declutter, what remains? All the ingredients that you need. Yes, are you going to have to go acquire some new skills? Yes, absolutely. Are you going to have to refine skills that you already have? Absolutely. But I believe a lot of the foundational stuff is already there. But you can't see it. It's right under your fucking nose, but you can't see it because there's too much clutter. So basically, in a nutshell, what we were discussing is exactly this. It's like, quit focusing so much on being in acquisition mode and information overload and focus more on, okay, sit down, do some introspection, spend a couple hours on a quiet, weekend afternoon, get a legal pad out, okay, and write down, start jotting down things that you believe, and be honest with yourself, things that you believe are in your way. What are my roadblocks? And don't bullshit yourself. Like I said, be completely honest, because this is, take inventory. What things are in your way? They can be activities, habits. They can be people. They can be situations. They can be, occupational type stuff, jobs, environments. It can be a wide array of things, but start identifying these things and then start working on removing them. Okay? And then you can start, once you start doing this, yeah, you should replace them. But what's going to help you replace them with positive things, positive new skills, new sets of beliefs, new information, is decluttering and then having the foundation that's already there for the ultimate manifestation of your heart's desires, because you've got room for it. You're creating a space. You're creating a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum, right? So something's got to go there. And this was the funny thing. That's what we were talking about. I think Earl Nightingale says it for sure. I'm almost positive. I've heard it and read it in a couple different places over the years, but it's like weeding a garden. If you don't weeds do not require attention to grow. They grow on their own account. They don't need to be watered. They need no encouragement to grow. They grow in abundance. So it's kind of like the last video I did, is you can't be upset about the results you're not getting for the work you're not putting in. A great analogy is, it's like the farmer who goes to look for his harvest when his whole, the entire garden is full of fucking weeds, dude. Weeds and a bunch of dead plants. Where the fuck's your harvest? There ain't gonna be no harvest. You can't have a harvest. So don't bitch and moan. But then you're thinking, here's the problem. I think this is kind of the trap that people can fall into when they are on the quest of personal development, is, again, being so stuck in acquisition mode and information overload. And there's so many different sources and so many different opinions. And the funny thing is, a lot of them are saying the same things. They're just being relayed in a different way. But then they just get so consumed with this, and then they're in paralysis of analysis, and they're freaking, their mason jar is overflowing. They got no room for it, so then it's just a fucking mess. And then they go nowhere. And then they go back to the garden, they look for the fucking harvest, and it's a bunch of dead plants and an overabundance of weeds. What are you gonna do, man? Moral of the story is, the first thing to do, I think, when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, is to go within. All the answers are within. That's the other thing I've learned. Every single answer, it lies within you. But again, there's too much fucking clutter. There's too much noise. You're spending too much time fucking scrolling on TikTok and watching everyone else live their fucking life, watching sports, eating fucking bad GMO food, distracting yourself, so you can't tap into that. You can't listen. You can't, you can't listen to God and your higher self speaking to you. Or the universe, call it whatever you want, source. You can't hear it because there's so much fucking clutter. So the first thing to do, if you don't want to create an absolute mess and then just end up frustrated and more bent out of shape than when you started, dude, sit down, meditate, do whatever the hell you have to do, go for a long, whatever. But figure out, go deep enough from an introspective standpoint that you can honestly ascertain what are your roadblocks. Get them out on paper. Again, It's what I've learned too. You got to get shit out on paper. When it's in your mind, it's too subjective. You're not really seeing it at face value for what it really is. Get it out on paper. You can look at it from an objective separation. You can look at it from an honest, objective standpoint, and then go, okay, I'm going to start here. Start with the most manageable, I'd say, because you want to build that self-confidence account up. So you want to start with the most manageable thing that you can try to declutter and move out of the way, and in doing so, you start to become more confident, and then you can tackle the more challenging roadblocks. But anyway, man, boys and girls, focus on the moral of the story is, start thinking more about what needs to be removed from your life. Habits, people, places, circumstances. Focus more on that rather than focusing on, oh, I need to go acquire. I'm in acquisition mode. And then you're just chasing shit, man. And then the fucking weeds are growing like crazy. They're 10 feet fucking tall, and all the plants are dead, and you ain't got shit. And you're more pissed off than when you started. Not a fun place to be. I've been there. I'm speaking from experience. Just my 2 cents, food for thought. Hope y'all have a fabulous rest of your weekend. Sorry if I was too intense, but I'm really not sorry, because I'm just telling it. This is from the heart, man. This is my truth. So talk to y'all soon.